Morning, everybody. How are you? It's Friday, another week in the books, and we made it. My name is Adam Handler. I'm your case handler. We know there's a lot of other things you can be doing right now other than listening to us live on 93.5 FM or on Facebook streaming and Instagram later on streaming. So we thank you for that. We are attorneys. We are Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. We are at 225 Broadway on the third floor, Manhattan, with also offices in Brooklyn and Peekskill. I am currently on my last day of vacation in Newport, Rhode Island. Rhode Island is the smallest state in the United States, but certainly a wonderful place to spend time with your friends and your family. Guess what? Good news for you. Even though Squeeze is back home in Montego, not in is it Montego Bay right now, or the grill? Montego Bay?
Montego Bay now.
All right. Well, listen, he's on vacation. I'm on vacation. The general is home in his home office. The maestro is Conrad Pollock's home at his home office. Nelson, we don't know where he is because all it says is Nelson. Oh, no, he's home in his home office as well.
There he goes.
But notwithstanding that we're all separate and apart right now, the wonderful technology of Zoom and Wi-Fi allows you guys to officially be cruising with the case handler. Shows by attorneys giving you information for 100% free, whether it's personal injury, the area of law that I practice in, or immigration, where Alan and Nelson and Conrad have been doing it for decades and decades. The information is 100% free. All you have to do is take our number, have our number, and save our number. And our phone number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844 ppid law. You have a legal question, we have a legal answer. We're happy to help. We want to help. We want to give back to the community that's embraced us for so many years. Thanks again for listening. And I'll warm it up with this one very, very, very simple question I have for Squeeze this morning. Squeeze, you ready for this? I know you're on vacation. You ready to answer this?
Yeah, I am.
By any chance, are you down with PPID?
Come on, Adam. You know me.
All right.
Don't I look like I'm ready? Don't I look like I'm down? Look, see? Down.
Don't go down too far. The penthouse, there's an expression, the fall from the penthouse is always the biggest one. So just relax, all right?
All right. Anyway, I want to say super good morning. Thank you so much, Adam. Folks, once again, this is Cruising with the Case Handler. We speak on personal injury. We speak on immigration. We're truly, genuinely here each and every single day, working and helping people in the capacity of personal injury and immigration. And we love you. And we know you love us also. So that's the reason why we get up every morning and make sure that this happens. Regardless of where we are in the world, we try to do our best to make sure it happens. All right. And we cover each other. We back up each other, just like how Nelson backs up Conrad when he's not around, and he has a field day with it, of course, giving a lot of information, and answering the questions and so forth. And then there's this day, that comes about at least once a week where we bring someone on that is got so much experience in immigration that even Conrad sometimes blushes and folds up and gets back into his shell a little bit. And that's because we have some guy on the show right here that we call the Cruiser with a Case Handler. We've got this guy on the show that is very knowledgeable with immigration. And that guy happens to be Alan E. Kaye, an attorney at PPID. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's the man, we call him the man with the links, as we would say here in Jamaica. You need to have a man with the links. You need to have a man with the connection. He's that man because he has done so much in helping people, of course, to expedite their process by, of course, reaching out to specific figures in the Department of Homeland Security that he has built a relationship with. So pretty much what I'm saying is he's a very powerful individual by way of his knowledge, his depth, and his wherewithal. If you ever have questions, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are with the firm PPID. And that's the reason why I say if you're doing anything with immigration, let PPID handle it. I want to say a pleasant good morning to Conrad, a pleasant good morning to Nelson, once again to Adam Handler, and let's welcome the General, Alan E. Kaye, of course, to the show that I'm speaking about. How you doing today, Alan?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. So what's happening in the world of immigration?
There's a lot of things happening. Three main things. One thing deals with card production. USCIS has canceled the contract with the company that produced the green cards. So we've already started to see delays in the production of green cards and delays in the production of work permits. At this point, there are 70,000 work permit applications undone. They're waiting for CIS to get moving on them. There are 50,000 green cards unproduced. There's a lawsuit going on right now against USCIS about the 70,000 work permits. So card production is a very important thing, and that's on hold with USCIS. Secondly, we've been talking about furlough. What is a furlough? Furlough is a forced vacation. And CIS has announced that starting August 3rd, unless they get money, 13,400 people will be furloughed out of a total of about 19,000. 70% of their workforce will be furloughed. Now, obviously, they won't even be able to handle taking new cases in, as well as working on cases they already have. So furlough is a hot potato. There's a hearing in Congress coming up this week or next week. I don't think Congress is very happy about this. USCIS just announced recently they have a surplus. Previously, they said we're losing money and that's why we have to do a furlough. Now they say, well, we have a surplus. Congress is going to ask, if you have a surplus, what do you have to furlough people for? Finally, DACA. There's a court case that forces USCIS to accept new DACA applications for people that haven't filed for DACA. So people are starting now to file for DACA. I'm not sure what CIS is doing with those applications. They may be sitting with them. But these are the three hot potatoes that are going on right now.
Like that.
Well, if I can chime in there, a couple of other things also. I was just reading this morning. Woke up early. Good morning, everybody. By the way, I haven't been here all week, and I missed you guys. My schedule's all up in total upheaval this week in my life.
Don't worry, we got your back, man.
Listen, we pick each other up, man. Full
Meanwhile,
strength. That's what we do.
I haven't been on in 4 or 5 days. I come back and there, Adam's sitting there in front of. What do you got? Like you're in a marina or something? Well, nice.
He's in Rhode Island.
Nice. And there's Squeeze sitting at the beach. I mean, and here I am sitting in this closet of a room, with the door closed. The door's locked. They won't even let me out. Anyway, in addition to what the general just mentioned, there is, Alan, isn't there another lawsuit going on? The U.S. Chamber of Commerce has joined in a lawsuit against the Trump administration trying to prevent implementation of the travel bans. Basically, all big business, Google, Microsoft, all these huge tech companies in particular are coming down big time on the administration for this travel ban because, it's funny, the one industry in the United States that's actually doing well right now is the tech industry. In fact, there's always been a shortage, but there's still a shortage. I just heard on a podcast yesterday, there's 120,000 jobs available in the tech industry that can't be filled. So what's the Trump administration's response to that problem? Well, let's just ban all the tech workers from coming in. Anyway, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, in fact, I believe they just wrote there's an article published in the New York Times today about it, how they are not happy about it. And there's a lawsuit against the administration right now trying to stop that travel ban from happening because, as they said in the article, basically what this travel ban does is take a sledgehammer to legal immigration, and that's not permitted. Congress passes the law, not the president. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully, just like they did with the student visa ban that they recently backed down on, hopefully they'll do the same here. So that will be very much in the news, I think, over the next couple of weeks. There are a few other things going on, but I don't want to steal your thunder, Alan. And I know Adam's just dying to get back on here. And
oh man, I can listen to you talk for hours, man. I missed it.
Well, even though I haven't actually been on vacation this week, but doing what I'm doing, I am always following the news. In fact, there is again in the New York Times this morning. There's an article published about a new documentary that's coming on Netflix next month which we're going to publish. We're going to be pushing this big time. It's a 6-part miniseries on immigration. Apparently, why I don't know, but the administration let this couple, man and wife, filmmakers, into detention centers and behind the scenes, all kinds of footage over the last 3 years to make a documentary about the inner workings of the immigration system. Of course, the administration's purpose was to present the Immigration Service, CBP, in a favorable light. Well, these people have been there apparently they've really been in the courtrooms and in jails. It's become apparently more of a pro-immigrant documentary as opposed to pro-service. And of course, what does the administration do? Just like they do with all the books that are written about Trump, they're threatening to sue the filmmakers if they release it, or actually they did threaten to sue them. They worked it out. The filmmakers hired legal counsel, and basically the administration backed down. So this thing is going to be on Netflix next month. Should be very interesting. I was just reading about it this morning in the New York Times. We're going to be posting it all over our website and our email blast. So all you listeners out there that might be interested in seeing this, and I would highly recommend it, we'll be providing details if you don't know. So it's happening next month, and we'll be spreading the news.
Great.
Did I miss anything?
No.
All right. That's pretty much
Glad to be
where
back, Conrad. You know, it's really, really good to have you back, man. You know, we really miss you. Look at Nelson trying his best not to laugh. Anyway,
look, no matter what you guys say, this broadcast is not the same without the voice.
Yeah, it's not legitimate without the voice. You know,
you need the voice. The voice has got to be there.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to open up the phone lines. Every single person that is out there right now, before we get to Adam with a true success story, and while I'm making him a co-host on the Zoom session, and you're listening on 93.5 FM, I am going to give out a phone number right now. Everyone that is listening to us, regardless of where you are in the world, this firm can help you with immigration. Once again, immigration is federal. They can help you regardless of where you are in the world. So I'm about to give out a phone number. Dial that phone number as the thunder rolls in the background. Dial the phone number, okay, and get a free phone consultation with an attorney. Can you imagine that? With an attorney, not a paralegal, not someone just picking up the phone, with an attorney. So call them at 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. If you can't speak with them right this second, set up an appointment for that free phone consultation, and they will call you back, or you can call them at the designated time. Once again, this is Cruising with a Case Handler show on personal injury and immigration. We have the immigration attorneys here. We've got the personal injury attorney here. Remember, the consultation is 100% free over the phone. Call them at 844-774-3529 now, and it will be free. That's 844-774-3529. Call your law firm, PPID, Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. Let's flip it over to Rhode Island. Let's go to Rhode Island and see what's happening with the storm up there as the shock comes around, you know?
Yeah, man. Listen, we've done some incredible things this week. I was away, but, you know, we were talking about, you know, those attorneys, you know, Nelson picks up Conrad the Maestro. You know, Matt Goodstein certainly picks me up. You know, my associate is, you know, not only a great friend, but he's an excellent attorney. And I just want to highlight some of the things that he was able to do this week alone. 83,500, 90,000, 12,500, 95,000, and 15,000 this week alone. I mean, that's about, you know, was that about almost $400,000 in settlements for case handler clients this week, all due to the hard work and excellent negotiation of Matt Goodstein. I actually had a very interesting conversation yesterday with a judge on a case. I don't want to get too much into the facts of the case because I don't like talking about open cases, but the punchline is we ended the call by me turning down a $1 million offer that was made to my client. $1 million. And the reason why I turned it down is because it's just not enough money. The case is worth more. There's going to be future medical bills involved with this client. There's, of course, going to be future pain and suffering. And I truly understand just like Matthew does, that, you know, you got one chance to get it right. You can never reopen a case. If we settled this case yesterday for $1 million and 2 years from now, something was going on and she calls me up and says, Mr. Handler, you know, we need to get more money. I got more medical bills. I'm having another surgery. I never wound up going back to work. There's nothing I can do. You know, one chance, one choice of attorney. That's what we say. One chance, one choice. You're a case handler. So turning away $1 million was a very bold move on our part, but it's the right move because we know the case is going to go for more. And I look forward to coming back on this show another day and letting you know how it resolved for much more than $1 million. But let me talk about a case that we worked on a while back, and I always love, you know, bringing back these prior successful results. Every Tuesday we post what's called Testimonial Tuesday. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram. If you could check it out, please just go to Case Handler, the Case Handler, and you'll see a true life success story. This gentleman, Brian, was a pedestrian. We settled this case a couple years ago, and I'm digging deep into the vault because I don't want to forget about these other wonderful clients that, you know, used us for that one chance at financial justice. We settled the case for a confidential amount. It was the maximum amount of insurance we could have gotten.
Every time sorry to interrupt, but every time I see that word confidential, I know what it means.
It means big money. It means he does not want his neighbors, his uncle, his cousin saying, "Yo, can I hit you up for that loan you always told me to get?" But he's a pedestrian, a major accident to his thigh. We kind of left out the gory picture, but he was real cut up in stitches, and that's his left thigh here. And if you wouldn't mind reading that quote, Squeeze, I'd appreciate it.
The case handler team did the best for me. There's nothing they could have done better. I was in a rough state after the accident, and Adam seriously helped me out. That is, they are an excellent team, and I could not have done it without them. Brian G. from the Bronx. Confidential settlement, maximum policy limit.
And what does maximum policy limit mean? Maximum policy limit means we got him the most amount of money that the insurance had for that driver. So a lot of people don't understand that when you get in an accident, it's not, you know, it's not only what you may be entitled to under the law. It's also bound by the amount of insurance. In New York, the minimum insurance for driving a car is $25,000. Meaning, if you have a car in New York to maintain, legal registration, you must have a minimum of $25,000. So if you're hit by a vehicle that only has $25,000 worth of insurance, I don't care what your injuries are. That is the most amount of money that particular insurance company is responsible for paying. Now, you can, of course, go after the individual, their assets and things like that. But generally speaking, those individuals with very low policy limits don't really have any assets to go after. That's why you have insurance. You have insurance to protect, what you have, bank accounts, real estate, pensions, 401k. So certainly if you are a high net worth individual, you want to make sure you're not underinsured because you can put your financial holdings at risk. But if you don't have much saved up, then normally there's not much to go after, and that's unfortunate. But that's what it means, maximum policy limit. But we got him every single penny we could have gotten him in this case. We got, and that's something that we pride ourselves on. We don't cut deals to insurance companies just to get the case over with. Sometimes the client will say, "Hey, listen, I don't want to fight over $1,000 for the next 3 years. Let's settle it." And I understand that, but we go after the maximum compensation. Squeeze, you know that, man. I've been on with you over 15 years, every single time. And we've talked about thousands of cases over the years, over $120 million of victories. I go after the maximum amount. Right? And you would do the same thing. You would do the same thing too, man. I know you. You go after the big stuff as well. And because we understand you got one chance and there are no redos here. So even if you have a case with another attorney and you think, maybe I'm not in the right situation, you don't hear from the lawyer. I mean, Nelson will back me up, even on immigration. There's attorneys out there that just don't speak to their clients. Don't call them back. Don't email the clients. Have no idea what's happening. And it's extremely stressful and very, very risky because when either it comes to financial compensation, a personal injury case, or legalizing your status here in the United States of America, you may only have one shot to get it right. So you better make sure you're riding that thoroughbred horse to the finish line.
Absolutely. I mean, you're speaking about, people dealing with other attorneys, which is fine and all of that. But sometimes, people switch from their attorneys and come to you. We had a gentleman recently that you spoke about, Adam, that actually came to you, okay, because he was not happy with the way the firm was dealing with things. And you actually found some things that they did not do. You actually got
Yeah.
us, you actually went after two insurance companies.
Right. It was a $415,000 settlement, which
It
on
was
the path that he
300,000
was
more, right?
on with his, what do you say?
He was able to get $300,000 more.
Right. 315. So 100 from the primary and 315 from a different insurance company that the other attorney didn't even know about. So just shows you, man. There's a lot of lawyers, but we're not all created equal. And if you want an attorney that's going to fight for the most successful result possible and treat you like family along the way, you'll have our number saved. If not, I wish you the best of luck. But if you want a number for a very, 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 very good attorney, I suggest you save it. 844-774-3529 or 844-774-3529 or I'm sorry, 844 PPID law.
There you go. That's 844. Once again, what you need to do right now is just save the number, ladies and gentlemen. This is an excellent attorney, phenomenal attorney working with a great law firm in Manhattan. And of course, if you get hurt in New Jersey or New York, you need this man's number. And his number is 844-774-3529. Dial it, let it ring 10, 15 seconds, and store the number. And let Adam handle your case. God forbid anything ever happen. Once again, 844-774-3529. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get to the questions. But of course, before we get to the questions, it's now time for the Maverick Minute. And of course, that's where Nelson Madrid, one of the top attorneys at the firm, has been there for 13 years plus. He has helped thousands of people to, of course, achieve their green card and much more when it comes to immigration. So let's get the Maverick Minute, and then we'll jump right into the questions with Alan, EK, and Conrad Pollock, additional attorneys at the firm. Maverick.
Hey, good morning, Squeeze.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, loud.
Okay, so, I've always believed that lawyers are in the service industry. Basically, we treat clients the way we would like to be treated. It's important to maintain that open communication, to update the client of any changes or any new information on their case, and also be ready, willing, and able to meet with the clients when the clients have any questions or any issues they'd like to address with you personally. We have 3 convenient office locations. We have an office in Brooklyn, 107 Avenue I, Brooklyn, New York. We have our office in Westchester, which is 906 South Street, Peekskill, New York. And the main office is 225 Broadway, 3rd floor. And that's in New York, downtown New York City. Give us a call. And hopefully we can help you out and guide you in the right way.
That's beautiful. That's Nelson Madrid, ladies and gentlemen. We call him a Maverick because in his capacity at the firm, he handles most of the cases that deals with removal proceedings. That simply means if you ever get put in removal, in deportation, guess who's going to handle your case? Guess who is the best person to handle your case? Guess who is going to be very aggressive, just like a shark, which we know one of them, okay, when it comes to dealing with your case? That's Nelson Madrid, the Maverick. And he takes pride in doing his job as an attorney for you at the firm, PPID. Dial his number, store the number. It's 844-774-3529. Let's throw a couple of questions out there. Once again, 93.5 FM. Thank you so much for listening right here. Remember, once again, store that number and let us take care of you. First immigration question that is up. For NVC Form CR1, can I file I-84EZ if I am self-employed? I don't have W-2. Let me repeat. For NVC Form CR1, can I file I-864EZ if I'm self-employed? I don't have W-2.
He didn't tell us enough about his case, but basically he's got to show that he's not going to be a public charge. And that form may not be enough to show that he's not going to be a public charge.
Okay.
Not to mention the fact that if being self-employed is not going to cut it. He needs to demonstrate that he's got relatives, he's got friends or employers that can support him. They're going to need to supply the 864, not him. Being self-employed means nothing.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I would think that he needs to actually, give you guys a call and sort it out and shed some more light on his
Yeah,
case.
he's going to have serious issues. If he's got nobody to provide additional support for himself, a joint sponsor, being self-employed certainly doesn't hurt. But that alone is not going to get him where he wants to go.
Gotcha. All right. Once again, folks, you're in tune to Cruising with a Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration. And we would love for you to reach out to the firm. Please do not do your case yourself. And the reason we're so adamant and so pushy about you not doing your case yourself, you will do more damage, ladies and gentlemen, now more than before. So make sure you have the attorneys handle this. At least get a free consultation and then hire them. Work it out with them. 844-774-3529. Let's get to another question here. What happens if my niece and nephew age out before F4 priority date? I petitioned their mom and their mom wants to accompany them. Is CSPA applicable in F4 for my nephew and niece? I don't even know what CSPA
Yes, the CSPA is applicable if the facts warrant it. The fact is they have to be under 21 years of age on the date of the visa interview. Okay, if they turn 21 prior to that time, they're out. Now, the only exception to that rule has to do with the CSPA, the Child Status Protection Act. And in order to determine whether that would help them or not, we would need to know the date of filing of the petition and the date of approval of the petition. Period of time between the date of filing with the Immigration Service at I-130 and the date of approval, that period of time, which in a fourth preference case, or a sibling case, that's probably a couple of years. Usually takes them 3-4 years to approve a petition like that. That period of time is subtracted from the child's age. So, example, if the child is 21 years old today and that petition took 4 years to get approved, you deduct those 4 years from the birth of that, from the age of that child, which would make him 17, which means he would be able to accompany. So, you know, I'm providing details here pretty basically. This person is not going to do this case on their own. They're going to regret it if they do. They should give us a call. But again, it's going to depend on how old the kids are and how long it took to get the petition approved.
Got you. Once again, folks, that's the voice, aka the maestro, and of course his real name, Conrad Pollock, expanding on the answer of that question. Once again, we're doing Cruising with a Case Handler, a personal injury and immigration show right here each and every single weekday, 8:30 a.m. on 93.5 WVIP FM, and also on Saturdays and Sundays, respectively, 7 p.m. and 12 p.m. So make sure you check it out. We get your questions answered. More importantly, what we like is for you to, we would like is for you to actually reach out to one of the attorneys. Let them answer your questions, yes, over a free phone consultation. However, more importantly, hire them, retain them, work it out with them, all right? And ladies and gentlemen, I always say to a lot of people when they call me up, they say, Squeeze, so are these attorneys real good? I'm like, come on, they're on the show. They are good. Of course, if they're on my show, they are good. Ask Adam. Adam will tell you, Squeeze is not putting anyone on the radio unless they're excellent. It's my reputation. So I had to get the best. I am that cocky and I'm that confident in having the best attorneys on 93.5 FM. I'm proud of it. I'm proud that they're here for you. Dial the number now, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. It's the firm with the links. They got Alan EK, 844-774-3529. They got the Maverick, the Maestro, 844-774-3529.
It's 8 o'clock.
Boom, we're in there. All right, so we continue here on Cruising with a Case Handler with more questions. Adam, you good?
Yeah, I'm going to jump off, man. I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to do my thing this early in the morning. Thanks again. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we truly understand that you got one chance, man. Don't blow it. 844-774-3529. And, you know, it's not only your endorsement, Squeeze. You know, we've been around for decades, and that's only because we're really good at what we do. You know, I've been practicing personal injury law for 17 years. Conrad's been practicing for almost 37 years. Alan Kaye, you know, who knows, but decades and decades. And you can't be around this long without a great reputation. And that's what lawyers are, you know, the success is based on. It's based on, you know, the recommendations of those who have come before you, based on our successful results in fighting for cases, fighting for justice. So allow us to do our thing. There's a lot of lawyers out there, but not everybody handles it the way we do here at the firm. So thanks again for giving us the platform and the endorsement squeeze. And I always say, we won't let you down, buddy. You know that.
Thanks a lot, man. And Conrad, Alan, and Nelson, and myself will allow you to get back to the real boss.
All right. Thanks. See ya.
Say hi to her for me and the kids.
See you guys on New York time.
All right. There he goes. That was Adam Handler, ladies and gentlemen, the man who runs the personal injury department at the firm, ppid, Pollock, Isaac, and the C Code. And of course, now we continue with immigration here. Before we get to any more questions, Conrad, Nelson, Alan, anything else you want to talk about with what's happening with immigration? Let's talk about some of the positive things and some of the things that the firm can still do in helping people, you know, in contrast to what's going on with the ban and other things that our administration has been doing hurt people.
Well, I just wanted to talk about one of the negative things that USCIS is doing. People who are doing their own applications, if you don't fill in all the questions, you leave something blank, you can get your application denied. They want every space filled in. And if there's no answer, you put none or an NA. But if you leave something blank, there's a good chance you can get your application denied. Another reason why you should have us do your application and not do it yourself.
There you go. And that's good to know. And that's what I've been pushing. I mean, every single day, don't do it yourself. You never know. You miss something out. You put the wrong thing. You leave it blank. I mean, you could be getting yourself into a lot of doo-doo. All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, make the phone call, 844-774-3529. You look like you're about to say something. So, yeah.
So I mean, there is a lot of positive, right? And some of the positives is, you know, it's always good to get a second opinion. You know, frequently we have clients who were ordered deported, whose cases were denied. And it's always good to get a second opinion. Presently, right now, we represent 2 minor children who were ordered deported, who are about to get a green card. Their prior attorney completely missed and did not identify their eligibility for relief. These 2 children were ordered deported. During the appeal process, the mother came to see us. She wanted us to handle the appeal. And that's when I realized you don't need to do an appeal. You need to get this case reopened. Your children were eligible for a green card and their other attorney never identified this. We were successful in getting the case reopened, and our clients, 2 minor children, are literally in the process of getting a green card. You know, there is also a lot of federal litigation at the moment. Immigration is playing games with people's lives, with people's applications. They're not printing cards. They're not adjudicating cases. We can file federal lawsuits, you know, on behalf of our clients and obviously expedite the process or streamline the process. The federal courts don't play this game, okay? The federal courts understand what's happening, and, you know, typically immigration wants to settle this before it actually makes it to a judge. This is a way of lighting a fire under them and getting some action on the case. So yes, there is still a lot of positive. Obviously, you need someone who is actually aware of the options for you and can help you, you know, to proceed with this. So give us a call, 844-774-3529.
You know, along those lines, Nelson, you recall, just yesterday, I met with a client, prospective new client. Gentleman and his wife came to see me distraught. He was just ordered deported in April, has another lawyer, some Egyptian lawyer out in Queens somewhere, and came to us basically, just filed a notice of appeal. And my first question to us is, you come to me after the case, after you've been ordered deported and after you filed your appeal. So what took you so long? Oh, we just found out, so we heard you guys know what you're doing. So they came to us basically to do the brief, which we're in the process of putting it together. Here's a situation where this guy has been in the United States. I believe he's from Lebanon. He's been in the United States for over 20 years. Right? He's got 5 kids here. He's been working. He's got 2 different businesses. He's got a house. Talk about roots. All right? Talk about the roots that he's put down here. His lawyer, unfortunately, didn't do everything he should have. In a case like that, he applied for what's known as cancellation of removal. He had to demonstrate that he's been in the United States for 10 years or more, and that his family would suffer extreme hardship if they all had to go back to his country. He's got 5 minor kids here. All 5 kids are under 21 years old, married forever, been here for over 20 years. He's got 2 businesses. He's been paying his taxes, and here's the rub. He's been paying his taxes for the last 12 of the 20 years that he's been here. He didn't have a Social Security number initially when he got here and didn't file taxes. Now, we all know, because we're experienced litigators, that you don't go into the immigration court on a cancellation case unless you've got a tax return for every year that you've been here. All right. Sure enough, one of the reasons the case got denied is because he came in with 12 of 20 years of tax returns. He had one of the requirements, you have to demonstrate good moral character. Well, the judge came down to him and says, you know what? You were here for 8 years, didn't file taxes. You evaded your tax. You're a tax evader. I am finding you do not have good moral character. Denied the case. Right. So now they've got a serious problem. How do you get over that? Not an easy thing to do. There are other reasons also that the case was denied. But my point here is, one of the things that we're very good at, again, we're experienced litigators, we're experienced pretty much in any aspect of immigration law. We're looking over this record now to see what kind of errors were made either by the lawyer in presenting the case, or possibly arguments that he didn't make that he should have, or errors that the judge might have made. Because if we can find some of those errors, we can get that case reopened, and we could get this guy the green card that he deserves. So, these are some of the things that we're able to do. And there's nothing the government can do to prevent us from doing it.
Gotcha. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear the experience in each individual's voice, each of the attorneys. Make the phone call to the firm. The number, once again, is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Call them, get a consultation set up with them. It's free. The consultation is 100% free, so you have no reason not to reach out to them.
But since we're talking about case, I'll give you another case. All right, another recent case, another success story. In fact, we're trying to get this gentleman on the show so he can talk about it himself. This is a guy, I forget where he's from, who came to see us, I don't know, a year or so ago. He was brought in by another client of ours who we've done a lot of work for him and his family over the years. And he was scared. And the reason, immigration showed up at his house a couple of days before he came to visit us, looking for him. They showed up at 5 a.m, where he wasn't there, luckily for him. They left the card and they said, give us a call when you get a chance. He came into my office with that card from the Immigration Service. And basically, we talked, we went through his situation as we do. We did a consultation, went through all of the possible factors that could help him. And sure enough, he happens to have a girlfriend who's a U.S. citizen. He said, well, I hear wedding bells in your future. All right. He's planning on getting married anyway. So he gets married to this girl. They file for adjustment of status. He recently was approved for adjustment of status. And again, immigration was looking for this guy. I don't remember what the reason was, but they came to his house, they were looking for him, and no doubt they would have detained him. In fact, he's Arab. So maybe they were suspecting some kind of terrorist issues. Anyway, he got married. His wife applied for adjustment of status. The case was just approved. And get this, they didn't even interview him. They approved his case by mail, which is unheard of. All right. I mean, we all received this. This was last week. We received the notice in the mail. My secretary emailed me to tell me we just got an approval on the adjustment of status. I said, we didn't do an interview for this guy. Right? Sure enough, they interviewed the case. And again, here's a guy who they were about to find him and arrest him. Right? We got him his green card without an interview. Right? I want to get him on the show to talk about it himself. Right? So I'm not making it up.
Definitely. And we should definitely bring him on the show. We'd love to have him on the show also. Let's go to a question here that is on Facebook. It says, hi, what would be the status of someone who was adopted by an American citizen in 1992? She was 17 at the time of the adoption.
No good.
No good.
Adoption has to take place before the 16th birthday.
Okay.
Among other things, they have to demonstrate 2 years physical custody, 2 years physical residence together, the parent and the adopted child. But most important, the child has to be adopted. Adoption must be completed before the child's 16th birthday. They're out.
Gotcha. All right, here's another question. Hello. So I'm confused to what's happening, and I am wondering if anyone can help me. Category IR2, document qualified in February 14, 2020, turned 21 in April, interview date sent by NVC, then got canceled by my consular, stating interviews for over 21 child of U.S. citizen not being processed. My status then changed to F11, then back to IR2. Did the executive order change something as it regards to CSPA? Thanks for the replies in advance.
he was an IR2, that's a parent, that's a U.S. citizen parent applying for a minor child under 21. Once he turned 21, he's no longer a minor. He becomes F1, like you said, first preference. First preference is banned. He's subject to the ban. He's out.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure, reach out to the attorneys, let them handle your case. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Yes, Conrad.
Now, again, squeeze with regard to that person. The CSPA, again, could come into play there. I don't think, it depends how old he is exactly and how long it took for that visa petition to get approved. My guess it's probably not going to help him because usually those petitions are approved within a matter of months. So odds are it's not going to help him. But, it's unfortunate. A case like that, did it himself. Odds are if he had used us, he was an attorney, the case would have proceeded much faster and he would have gotten his green card. All right. A lot of times people do it themselves. The cases go a lot slower than they need to. Here's a situation, unfortunately, where that came back to bite him.
And that's what I was getting to. It's always best to use an attorney, folks. I mean, come on. Your status in the United States probably is the most important thing in your life for you and your family. Why would you not want to use an attorney for that? And I'm going to say it, why would you not want to spend money on that to make sure it's being done right?
Yeah, squeeze,
other things,
We've all heard the story. Yeah, here's a guy, his cousin said, you don't need a lawyer. Why spend the money?
Yeah.
I did it myself. I had no problem. And my neighbor down the block, his third cousin also, did it without a lawyer. No problem, same case. All right, here's a situation where, it seemed pretty simple, all right? But now, turns out not so simple because now he's first preference. Instead of the case taking a year or two, that case is going to take 5 to 10 years.
There's a saying in Jamaica, right? That says, puss and dog don't have the same luck. Get it? Puss and dog don't have the same luck. A cat and a dog don't have the same luck. So not because one person was lucky, then don't think that it's necessarily going to happen for you. Do you want to play Russian roulette? Yes, Conrad.
Well, no, it's actually me. I wanted to add something, and Conrad's gonna smile here because it's a new case that has consulted with us, and they're on the fence. The beneficiary, the wife, lives in Florida. Husband lives in California. Okay? They filed for adjustment of status.
Without a lawyer. They did it themselves.
Without a law. What do you think happened, Squeeze? They go to the interview together. What do you think happened?
Of course, they got turned down.
The officer basically tells the husband, either you withdraw the petition,
right,
or I'm going to deny the case. Now, deny the case if he denies it based on a fraud finding. If he feels that the marriage was entered in, I mean, think about that. It's not like you live in New York and the other lives in New Jersey or Connecticut. You live 3,000 miles apart.
Yeah, that part, right.
Did you think immigration was actually going to believe this? Really? So apparently during the interview, I guess the officer must have asked, what are your plans? How often do you travel? Oh, we don't really travel. I just came here today for the interview.
Oh,
so immigration told them, well, either you withdraw the petition or we're going to deny your case. So I speak with the petitioner, with the husband, and he says, well, why did they do that? I said, I believe the officer was actually being generous and gave you an opportunity.
Very nice.
Because if he makes a fraud finding, your wife will be permanently barred and will never be able to get a green card. And again, this is the example of the fact patterns or of the cases that we see every day.
This is the reason why we have attorneys like you,
right. And
to shed light.
And this is, again, these are people that thought they can do this on their own, and they just made a bad situation because now this is part of her record, right? Now, if she ever tries to refile with this gentleman or remarries and tries to file again, they're going to see this, they're going to know this, and they're going to be skeptical. So, this is one of the reasons why it's so important to have not just a lawyer, but a competent lawyer. If they did have a lawyer, he should have known this from the very beginning. He should have advised against it. He should have told them, you need to start traveling more often. You need to make plans. This is a very difficult case because you live so far apart. So.
And once again, case in point, okay? go with PPID. Dial their number, store their number, 844-774-3529. Here's one for you, Alan. Hi, I got a green card. I got a DV visa, but due to the epidemic, okay, situation, all possible roads were closed. Tickets were canceled. I could not leave during the validity of my visa. Now I want to know if my visa will be extended or not.
Well, the question is, where is he now? And you say he got a DV visa, but
Yeah.
it looks like he didn't complete the case because of a DV visa, it's a visa lottery. You have to either file for adjustment of status here in the United States, or you have to fly home to try to pick up the visa back home. And there's a limited period of time. This has to be finished before the year is up. So we need really more information to see if we can help you save that case.
And that's, by the way, when Alan says the year before the year is up, he's absolutely right. The case has to be completed, green card in hand before the year is up. And when they say the year, that's the fiscal year, not December 31st. Government fiscal year ends on September 30th. So this person basically has 2 months to finish that case. So here's another situation where, look, DV applicants typically do those things themselves, so it's not a difficult process. We every year around this time, as the fiscal year is coming to a close, we get calls from people like this that they start to panic because they haven't finished their case, they haven't had their interviews yet. Here's a person that if they don't get that green card completed, if they don't finish their case by September 30th, he's out.
And see, there's a person at USCIS in New York who's in charge of these cases, DV cases. So the idea would be for us to approach that person and say, it's got a DV case, it's ending soon, try to get him in and finish the case before the end of the fiscal year.
This is a person who should be contacting us yesterday, right, to get this going, because he's gonna run right up to the deadline. That's gonna be right at the end of September.
Yeah.
He's going to be cutting it real close.
Right. Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cruising with the Case Handler. We want to thank each and every one for tuning in to a wonderful and powerful show, as usual, with the attorneys. You just heard from 3 top immigration attorneys, all right, at the firm PPID. We have the Conrad Pollux, a.k.a. the Meister, the managing partner there. We've got, of course, Nelson Madrid, of course, the Maverick. We've got Alan E.K., the man with the links, okay? So reach out to them, all right? The number, once again, for the firm is 844-774-3529. Prior to that, we had Adam Handler, the man who runs the personal injury department. God forbid you get hurt in an accident. You need the firm. You need Adam Handler. You need the shark. And his number is 844-774-3529. Yes, this has been an attorney advertisement. Prior results don't guarantee similar outcome. However, we always say, go with the professionals. Go with what I think is the best for you. And that is the attorneys that we have here on this radio station and also, of course, on the social media platforms. The number, once again, is 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPIDLAW. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here and, of course, taking care of the people. It's a beautiful thing. Love what you guys have been doing, and have yourself an amazing day also, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.